Hello. Alright, so I'm like at my smoking spot. So I just want to get this out of the way, but so I notice Asians, like their eyebrows go like this. Like there's like an arch over here, and I kind of just want to like shave this part off, like this little bit, so it looks like it's going down. Yeah, so that's like what I'm obsessed with right now. Alright, so I'm kind of getting into the idea, the notion of like stoning cigarettes. Like to be honest, right now I do feel kind of like stoned or something. Like stoned and high is like a different feeling to us weed smokers, but like I do feel kind of like stony right now. Um, I think it's because of the sun. Like I don't know why. Like the heat kind of like weighs you down a little bit. I was gonna say earlier, I was like, I feel so like couch locked right now. Like that was the one thing I didn't like about purple was like it can get you a little bit couch locked, and I don't really like that feeling of like feeling so heavy and you can't move. But it feels a little relaxing right now. Um, so yeah, this is my smoke spot. This is where I sit all the time outside and just smoke. Um, so yeah, so like off the topic of smoking, I guess like I was cooking earlier and I made the tikka masala I was talking about, and then yeah, I'm just like here at home or like at the farmhouse. There's like people all around me. I'm trying to find a spot where like no one can really hear me, but I think it's like not even that awkward anymore because like people do it all the time. And yeah, so I guess the only thing on my mind is like video games because right before I was like I want to go inside and play. But I'm trying my hardest not to do that right now just cuz like it feels really good to be outside. And yeah, I wasn't really a huge like nature person when I was smoking, but I guess if like you need to take like a break from being indoors all the time, then yeah, like it's a good feeling. But like going out on hikes and stuff, like I wasn't that wasn't really my thing. But I'm more like a house parties sort of person, like very indoorsy and like comfort of your home and just like this is my castle and like um, just like a house party feeling sort of vibe. And then like yeah, so I was thinking last night of thoughts and one was just like this stoner, like I'm gonna like talk to you inside my head, sort of like I'm sending you my thoughts type of deal. And I was just thinking about that just randomly. And I guess it's just kind of like, I don't know, just sending out vibes or like feelings to people that you know. And I was just kind of wondering, like, oh, I wonder if the people I smoked with, like, are smoking and like thinking about me and like my smoking, you know? Um, so yeah, these are the kind of thoughts in my head sometimes. But I was thinking like the arch thing doesn't look that bad, but I don't know. I also have this like crow magnon thing right here, and like my face looks really funny from like at different angles, and I was like, whatever. I don't really care, you know. I'm just like voice. Um, and I'm just thinking. I'm like, I guess I'll just wait for lunch and like eat my masala and like I guess go back to the bank. I just want to see if they're open. I'm hoping they are, just because, like, I was gonna say, I feel so, like, weak when I don't have, like, cash on me. Just because, like, I feel like I can't buy the stuff I need and stuff like that, even though it's just like I'm spending all my money on like games. But like food too, and like drinks and like snacks. Yeah. So I do that a lot. Like I go like like I don't know why. So the whole like doing selfie records isn't really that awkward to me anymore. Like I used to like feel a little bit weird. Like I felt like I was talking to myself. And like just saying, I felt like I was talking to myself, like just saying stuff like out loud and stuff like to myself. But I guess like if everyone in the whole world does this, I guess it's like chill. But I don't know. uh I don't really have a reason for doing this right now. I know that sounds weird, but just trying to see what I talk about and stuff. And it's just like a video. I'm just like documenting my day or something. But yeah, I don't really have anything important to say. Just trying to see who's. There's always people around here. And I kind of wonder, like, if I'm doing this, if they're gonna, like, bother me or something. I don't know. Um, so, okay. It's just people. And then, yeah, it's a really nice day, and like, yeah, I don't really have a topic on hand or anything. It's just, I don't know. I just feel a little bit kind of like everything's still awkward and stuff. Like, not as much as it was in America, but like, I do feel that awkward feeling sometimes. Just like you being you, and like, there's like people and like stuff going on and stuff. Yeah. I don't know what people like have in their head when they turn on the video and start like talking when they're like smoking, because like I've been on YouTube like a while recent in the recent years, and then like I noticed it's pretty much just you can kind of do whatever you want. Like you can make like cracked out videos, or you can do like a confessional thing where you have a topic and you just talk about it, and like you sort of like express your opinion on something. Or um yeah, I don't really know the point of doing this, but I'm just doing it anyway just because like I don't know. I guess I want to show people who I am and stuff. And like, I don't know, if people see this, they're like, "Oh my God, John is like doing YouTube videos and stuff." And I don't know. I just kind of feel like for all the kids out there who feel like they're ugly, or like they're really awkward and they don't know how to talk properly, or they're so blank and stuff. It's like a little bit weird because I never really felt that way in school growing up. Because, yeah, there are times, or the kids that just like blurting stuff out when it's really quiet. I mean, yeah, there are times where it's like quiet and like you don't have to talk, but there are times when it's like good or like cool to like keep the vibe or something. That's just how I feel. Um, I remember I got really scared when I was smoking, and I started to notice that I would smoke and just start to get really quiet all the time. And I didn't know what was happening, but I still liked smoking and stuff, so I just kept doing it. And then I would just be inside my own head all the time and just like listening to people or like observing. And it was really strange um, during it and like looking back on it now. But I actually didn't really like that about myself because like the fun of like hanging out with people is like talking and like laughing and stuff. And if you're just like so quiet and you're just like looking at people and stuff and like looking weird, it's like a little bit like strange. But yeah. And like I know this sounds strange, but like sometimes I see like stuff like I'm thinking about and like I'm just like why am I thinking about that right now? Or and like sometimes I feel like no one will understand me just because like I feel like my thoughts are so weird that if I say it, like no one will get it. But I've come to learn that people just don't care in person and online if you say something weird or strange because there are just so many weirdos out there and like I don't know, it takes a specific something to like totally creep people out, I think, and some of the stuff I say isn't really much of anything. I don't know. Yeah, I just find silence and like quiet people a little bit awkward because they're just sitting there playing with their phone or and there's like other people around them and I'm just like why don't you put your phone down, like talk. And then like kids think they can get away with it just because like I don't know what they think, but I just think that's something they have to sort of deal with on their own just because like when they grow up they can't be quiet all the time because you have to talk to your boss, you have to talk to people, you know, no one's gonna read your mind and everyone's gonna think you're strange, you know, like even if you come into the same grocery store all the time and you never ask a worker a question about something, like it's a little bit strange because people think of like the feature and like stuff like that all the time. And like per survivor, I think I'm like the master of like communicating with people and like thinking of plan like feature ZZ or something. Yeah. And to be honest, I go on YouTube and like I believe everything people say pretty much, but like later on when I'm like talking about what I did the day, I'm just like this thing I saw is really stupid. Like when they say the power of silence, like your silence intimidates people or something like that. And I'm just like, to be honest, if there's a quiet person, I would just ignore them and just pretend they're not there unless they talk, you know, and I would just not even like try to egg them on to like party and stuff because I'm not really like that. Like, people think, is John gonna be the person that's gonna like break the ice with me? And I'm like, I don't even know you. If I knew you, I would be talking to you, and I don't know you because I'm not talking to you, you know? And I just feel like it's their fault that they're quiet in the room. And some people do that to me. I noticed there was this one dude who was so bored with his life because, like, his whole life was smoking. And he would play games with, like, other people. Like, I just feel like he stays up at night thinking of different ways to kind of, like, mess with people the next day, like, when you're smoking with them. And it's even worse when you're, like, high. And, like, the worst thing he would do is probably just like he'd like provide the weed and like pass it out and everything, roll it and stuff, and like hype it up like, oh, this is the best shit from like uh what he would say like, this is the best shit from Oakland or something. And no, he wouldn't say that. He would just say like, "Oh, this is the best shit from Millbrae" or something like that, and then we'd be like, "All right, cool." Um, bust it out, and then we'll smoke it, and then so we're all smoking and stuff, and then he starts talking about his life and like his girlfriend or like whatever, and then we smoke another one, so number two, and then number three, and then number four comes around, and he starts getting weird. Like, we all know he's stuck in his own head now, and he starts getting quiet, and then he's like, let's get beers. And so we get drinks, and then we drink, and then after the first like Mickey's, he's like passed out on the floor, and I'm the only one just like, cause he was my friend since like middle school, and I'm the only one that's like, are we gonna help him? And then everyone's just like, not even saying anything, and then that causes me to just ignore him, and like I just don't care anymore. And then he gets up suddenly, and then like he starts rolling again, and he's so quiet, and then he says something to like start the joint around, and then he's just quiet the whole time. And I'm just like, are you gonna talk? Because this is your like place, and we're here, and like you should play host, and like you should entertain us. If you're gonna have weed and invite people over, you need to be the person to like entertain the whole group, because it's like your house, and like we're Asian, and we're like respecting like your house, so you have to be the one to like tell us what to do, what to talk about, what to eat and stuff. But he's just so quiet, and I'm the first person to be like, hey, let's leave, and then he's like, no, 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 stay, and we'll like smoke some more. And then I'm just like, okay, free weed, more weed. And then so we just keep smoking, and then I'm just like, hey, are we gonna bounce? And then he's like, where you guys going? Can I come with? And then I'm just like, I thought you weren't feeling like the mood, and you're like passed out. Like, you should just stay here. And then he's like, no, I'll come with. And then we're just like, ugh, okay. And then I'm just thinking, we're already here. You want to come with us? I have to bring you back home because I'm the driver. And at the end of the night, I wind up being the only person he's hanging out with again. And then he invites more people over, and then it's just us two. And then I'm like thinking in my head, John, just leave. But I stay for like another 4 hours, and then I'm just like, all right, like it's really time to go. And he's like, do you want to get 7-Eleven? And I'm like, oh my god, I just want to go home now. So we get 7-Eleven, and he's like, can I borrow $20? And I'm like, no. He's like, and I'm like, I mean, if you buy food, I'll pay for it, but I'm not just gonna give you a $20 bill. And then he's all like, okay. And then we smoke another one, and then I drop him off, and then I go home. It's pretty much like every night with this dude, and it was like weird.